right. Looks like we are live. Thank you everybody for joining us. We're still going to give it just a little bit for some other people to join, but we definitely appreciate that you're spending some time with us this morning. All right. Feel free if you're in the waiting room, if you want to chat, you can use that throughout the presentation. Feel free to send us any questions or comments. We'd like you to interact if possible. All right, looks like we just hit 11 o'clock, but let's just give it maybe another 30 seconds or maybe a minute for a few folks to join. And everybody has busy schedules, so we will try to start very soon. All right, hopefully everybody can hear me all right. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Kelsey Noyes with NeoMetrix, and we're pleased to have you join our webinar. We're specifically talking about the end use of a 3D printed part for one of our really important customers, EVOA. We are lucky to work on a lot of exciting projects with our customers, so we definitely wanted to take an opportunity to share one of these great projects with all of you. And today we have special guest speakers. We have Mike from BigRep joining us, our large format printing company partner. We'll also have Ricky, who's our digital marketing specialist at NeoMetrix. And of course, our guest star speaker is Isaac Anderson from EVOA. So we are very happy to present this exciting project. All right, I think we are ready to get started. So what is on the agenda today? We want to give you a quick review about NeoMetrix, who we are, and then we'll have Michael from BigRep take over and give a presentation about their offerings. And then we'll have Isaac talk about this exciting project, and he'll share what the challenge was, what the 3D printed solution was, and the final result. And then last, we have an opportunity for you all to engage with us and see all of our available 3D printing solutions. All right, great. So NeoMetrix, we have been in the 3D space for over 20 years. Something really unique about us is that we are both in the 3D printing space and the 3D scanning space. We offer services for 3D scanning. We can reverse engineer parts. So if you have a part, you need a CAD file, you can bring it into us. We're happy to scan it, and then we can provide you with an actual CAD model. Sometimes you'll have a part and you actually want to know in production if you're making it correctly. If you have the CAD file, we're happy to scan the part and then compare it back to the original CAD. So there's a couple of great applications for 3D scanning. Also, we do services for 3D printing. So you might not have a printer, or perhaps you have a project that you're going to need help with because you don't have enough printers. You can send us your STL file, and we're happy to get those parts printed for you. And as well as services, we also offer equipment. We're happy to provide full solutions for 3D scanning or 3D printing. And we also have software solutions. And we also will train you in any aspect. So we have full capability to train you in hardware and software. And there's a list of all of our manufacturing partners on the right. And this webinar is specifically focusing on our great relationship we have with BigRep. All right, our mission at NeoMetrix is we like to partner with our clients. We want to understand their unique requirements and help provide them with the best solution possible. So we have a very consultative approach. In fact, we met with EVOA at an open house that we had towards the end of last year, and we're made aware of their project. We work together back and forth. The nice thing with this is, of course, our customers are an expert in their products and what their needs are, and then they can utilize our engineering expertise to help recommend the best solutions. And certainly our expertise with our 3D printers, materials, 3D scanning, the appropriate solution. So this is just a really great project that kind of utilized the entire team for EVOA and their marine application. All right, and then actually I would like to turn this over to Ricky, our marketing specialist here at NeoMetrix. He'd like to share a few things.
Awesome, thank you, Kelsey. Yeah, nice to meet you guys. So yeah, I'm Ricky. I'm the digital marketing specialist. If you've seen any of our content or blogs or emails, that's kind of the stuff I focus on. And generally this slide, you'll see that these 3D printers and 3D scanning technology, they work for a lot of industries. Isaac and his team at EVOA found that 3D printing was a more cost efficient. It's a quicker way to get iterations out and get to their final product quicker. So marine fits right into this area as well. Yeah, so this project it was super transformative. I was able to speak with Isaac, spoke with Michael a little bit on this project as well, and yeah, the fact that they were able to take it from the printed part to they even went into post processing and adding in modifications for hardware for mounting screws. So they'll go over all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is a great project to share and just see how it lines up maybe with your application or your business. So yeah, that's what I got. We'll pass the ball to BigRep. Michael, these are the printers that do the wonders. So Michael's from BigRep. He knows these things just about in and out, and we'll pass it to him.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Ricky, and thanks, Kelsey and Isaac. We appreciate the opportunity to be on this presentation. And so I've got the next few slides we'll go through. We'll give you guys kind of a high-level overview of who BigRep is and what we provide to this industry. So BigRep as a whole, so we've been around since 2014. So we've been leading the large format FDM sector in the industry for some time. And we have customers. Now we have actually well over 1,000 customers that trust us with our products for specifically large format applications when it comes to prototyping, jigs and fixtures, and a great example use case today that you'll see with Isaac, end use. And so we are a worldwide company, so we have offices and we have reseller partners in the United States. We have EMEA, APAC, and LATAM. And so our focus is FDM technology. So we offer, our printers have the capabilities of printing with real-world thermoplastics. So that allows you guys our customers to achieve real-world applications. So for BigRep, our focus, we have 4 pillars that we focus on to provide our customers with reliable services. So first of all, it comes with reliable hardware. So we'll talk about that. I have a slide that'll give you a high-level overview of our current printer portfolio. But our hardware is flexible in regards to allowing our customers to not only use the materials that we provide, but we have an open source platform. But our printers are industrial level grade. So these printers are built for repeatability and dependability. These are printers that you can rely on. We have productivity software also that we provide for our customers to be able to use to process their files and to manage their workflows with their printers. So very easy to use, very intuitive software that someone can be able to pick up on very quickly. And we also have support for success. So we have a support team right here in the United States We pride ourselves at being close to our customers. And so all of our support and our service, our systems, and our parts come right here from the United States. Like I mentioned too, we also have open system platforms, so limitless materials. So you'll see a slide here that I have with the materials profile that we provide with our systems. But again, our customers are free to go to other material providers to use through our systems. So here's a high-level overview of our 3 platforms that we have now. So we have the BigRep ONE, we have the BigRep Studio G2, and we also have the BigRep Pro. So as you see here, our BigRep ONE is our innovation product line. So this is more of our entry-level printer. This printer itself has a 1 cubic, as you can see here, has a 1,000 by 1,000 by 1,000 build envelope. So it's very large. So what allows you to be able to print large pieces in one piece, so you're not having to bond and section parts together. Our BigRep Studio and our BigRep Pro are enclosed units, are more of our industrial line systems, so it allows you to be able to expand into materials that you wouldn't otherwise be able to print with our BigRep ONE. So here's a material breakdown. So you can see here we cover a wide range. We cover our standard, our engineering, and some of our high-performance thermoplastics. High performance meaning, our nylon categories. So we cover both amorphous and semi-crystalline materials. And again, these are real world thermoplastics to be able to achieve applications like you'll see today with EVOA. And so versatile. So our customers have the ability to be able to use different materials into our printers, as long as it's a 2.85 millimeter filament diameter. Our systems are also, and our materials are reliable. So the current systems, materials that we currently provide here are materials on our print library on our systems. If a customer wants to use a different material, our team partners with them to be able to get that material set up in that system. We didn't in the past offer a high temperature platform, but with our recent announcement of Haga 3D, our acquisition of Haga 3D, at the end of last year, this is going to allow us to be able to provide high temperature capabilities. So not only we covered engineering, our standard engineering, and some high performance thermoplastics with the Haga acquisition and being able to do high performance and high temp materials such as PEIs. This is going to allow BigRep to be able to provide materials in all ranges of plastics categories. So this now allows us the ability to offer basically any thermoplastic that's going to be on the market. So really kind of the benefit of open platform systems is it allows for lower cost of materials and flexibility for our users to be able to achieve a wide range of applications. So here's an overview of customer success stories that we've had with our current customers, and of course, exciting case study you'll get to hear about today with Isaac and EVOA and what they're doing with our systems. But you can see here we've covered quite a bit, or we cover quite a bit of different areas when it comes to that. So again, functional use type prototypes for end use applications. So our thermoplastics, again, they're real thermoplastics to be able to withstand the different types of environments that they will face. We have companies that build just large jigs and fixtures for assembly lines and holding parts. We have check gauge fixtures, different types of production aids in those types of environments. We have customers that do some low volume production also, if they're into the mid-size parts category. So that allows them to be able to do that too. And so, yeah, excited for Isaac to be able to share what he's doing with our technology. And with that, I'll hand it over to Isaac. Oh, I think you're on mute, Isaac.
There we go. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. I think it's worth noting that previous to this project with you guys, we had little experience in large format 3D printing. So with the help of NeoMetrix and BigRep, it was a very simple and pretty swift solution to actually complete this from scratch. That made it much easier. As you see here, we have multiple steps to create a end product. So we are a company that started 6 years ago, and we are the OEM solution to a fully electric system to be integrated into their brands. So with that, this project was to create an outboard motor that was brand new design, brand new casing, and with that came some challenges for actually making that casing and that cowling. So we, after designing and going through the process of normal CAD and everything, we came up with a path where we either got to go through traditional thermoforming or injection molding, or we had somewhat of a novice knowledge of 3D printing. So we weighed out our options and found that with the challenges we would be facing in pre and post production, the best solution was to use this 3D printing, because not only was it cheaper, but it also provided a way for us to customize our actual interior and the actual housing, that the fixtures on the inside of that cowling, and actually make changes if needed without going over budget or taking up too much time. So that really gave us a benefit and a way to innovate even more, because something that is unique to us is we have this, as you see here and on the right photo, we have a patented motor function that can exist in a smaller casing. So it was very important to us that the design was as we saw it in the early renders. So 3D printing made it very easy for us to actually utilize what we had from the initial brainstorming session to actually come to life. I don't know if I have control of this slide, but if there is a second step, yeah, awesome, thank you. So as you can see before, that is a traditional outboard engine, stands about 14 inches taller than what we had initially planned for and what we needed. So we engineered a housing that was totally unconventional, utilized our patented technology, and with that, we were able to fit into a smaller footprint. Really, some of the challenges we faced with, I guess, getting to where we were is the timing. So this was able to be completed in, I think, about a month's time, give or take, as far as at the start of design process to all the way to actual 3D printing. Yeah, so this is a before and after. You can see here, we've utilized that footprint. We've utilized the 3D print to create a totally new and unseen design that utilizes our technology and actually utilizes some of the casing that we were able to mold into. Yeah, that's what I have today for before and after. Not sure if we have any questions or concerns, but
Yeah, no, that was well explained. I'm sure everybody's got a good idea of the product you're making and the solution it's trying to solve for the end user and consumers who are going to be using this. The one thing that stood out, Isaac, when I spoke with you, like that first conversation, one thing you mentioned was, like you mentioned, you're doing previous things like injection molding. So one thing you mentioned was if you're developing and you only have so much control when you're doing that, but when you have 3D printing, you have access to 3D modeling before that. And the one thing you mentioned, you were like, if you're developing a product, your own, and you want it to be custom, you were like, you might as well do it the right way with the right tools, the most efficient,
yep.
the quickest, the highest quality. And it seems like 3D printing kind of bridged the gap there.
Yes, it did. So what you had seen previously in the slide was a very raw finished 3D print. We were able to take that with very little modifications and create this product you're seeing on the photo on the right of the after photo. You're seeing a fully finished end user cowling and motor that is what we would call is auto shop or body shop ready, is ready for the showroom, is ready for to be handled on the water, to be used as any motor would be used traditionally. So with 3D printing, like you said, yeah, it is important to us to innovate and have something that is as good or better than what had previously existed.
No doubt. And just from looking at the two pictures, the thing that stands out to me is, I mean, with that model on the right, like that's a one of a kind casing. So when people see that, it's you're more distinct now. It's, you've got something very custom. So this is a great project that went from start to finish, and it's definitely optimized, every area of 3D printing and how to make, your own custom product.
Yes, totally.
So yeah, with that, you see how Isaac and his company were able to use BigRep 3D printers, specifically BigRep, because they were able to achieve the size. They even printed it. I think you printed this in 2 parts, and it's closed together, and there's screws in the middle. So that's you guys got very intricate with creating that. So if you guys have, your business or your solution, if you've explored routes of 3D printing, or you're currently using 3D printing, or if you've never used it, it's like whatever step a business is in their design or production cycle, it's a pretty good workflow to integrate. So the last slide we have, there is a QR code that once you scan that, it takes you to a landing page, and we have what's called a free part analysis. Basically just submit a part that you have that you're printing for your business, or that you'd like to print, and Kelsey will get in touch with you, and yeah, we can go over which printer is best. I think the first checkbox, you'll want to select BigRep, because that's what we're targeting for this webinar. And yeah, she'll get in touch with you, decide, we can talk what equipment is best, what services might be best, what materials, and we can definitely find the right solution for many companies across just about all industries. So yeah, scan that code. It's a quick form. Kelsey, Michael, Isaac, if you guys have anything, we'll pass the ball again. But that was an awesome project. I loved hearing about this one.
Isaac,
I
would you be
hope
able
to do it again.
Oh yeah. Isaac, can you share a little bit? I think maybe it'd be interesting to kind of hear how, adopting BigRep has impacted the design process there at EVOA.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, we were new to big form 3D printing. We just recently, have purchased a smaller printer to get some small things done. So we kind of had our toes in the water at that point. But by using BigReps, we were able to actually start, once we found this as a solution, we were able to start the design process as such. So we were able, like Ricky had mentioned, to create pretty much what we would call a clamshell design, 2 symmetric pieces that were way too large to print anywhere locally. So we found through the avenue of NeoMetrix to get to BigRep, we were able to find a very viable solution to print the size we needed with the actual attention to detail still. I think it's important to note that even though it is a large piece, it was very well composed, I think, at the interior level and at the level of structure where it was most important to this design.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think with an end use application like this, what's exciting with leveraging, our technology too, is that all the design barriers are broken down. So you guys were free. If you're going to go direct, as an end use product, there was no constraints thinking about another traditional method such as injection molding or, vacuum forming. It was something like, hey, what do we really want to create here? What can we do? How do we want to make this product? And you had the freedom to be able to do that. So I love end use applications
Yes,
like this. So
you said it perfectly. I mean, we were having problems at a design level to create something, male or female for this injection molding, for this thermoforming, where you're trying to design either inside out or outside in based on how that's going to be actually produced. And with 3D printing, that was something we could get past and actually save time and hours on a project that was time dependent.
The finishing process for this, the paint and finishing process, and you mentioned you teamed up with another company to be able to do that. You guys basically got like an automotive finish on this product, right? So can you explain a little bit more about that process? What were the steps? Did they explain the steps of kind of how they got to where they got with the results?
Yeah, a good way to go about it is we received the item, made sure fitment and everything was correct first. So with that, we had additional pieces that weren't done at the BigRep's facility, but it was some small BigRep facility, but it was smaller pieces. So once we had all that, the fitment was correct. We have some elements of light and elements of kind of communicative elements, so you can see if it's charging or running. Once we made sure all of that was functionally working, we took that to, as you mentioned, a body shop locally to us that was willing to give us a quote and kind of participate in something that is new and innovative, and was excited about it as well. So we had the raw product, the raw 3D print. We took it there. They sandblasted it to start, kind of to create a smoother finish on there. They gave it a Bondo treatment as well as a primer, and then we picked our colors that we needed. And for a lot of our projects so far, and a lot of our engine covers, we've gone with that white color. We found a good match. They were able to use auto body paint, give us a perfect finish. Has even some metallic flake if you like. If you see a closer look at it, it's even has more detail in there than imagined, especially when you look at that raw photo to the end photo. It was actually amazing that we were able to create that finish, because you get a print that's 3D and it looks awesome, and it's from your imagination what it feels like. It's from brand new designs, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. Okay, now we have to make it look like it's ready. So that was something that's wasn't even, we haven't seen that internally. We have some people that are familiar with 3D printers internally weren't familiar with that second step that it took to actually get a finished look to it. And yeah, it worked out really well. I think it's worth noting that it is achievable. Go to the right places, ask the right questions, and I think that it's a very simple process. It did not take more time than it even took to print. So I think it aligned again, like a project like this that was time dependent. It aligned really well to make a seamless process.
Yeah, and not only does it look nice and it's a beautiful part, but it's functional, right? It's an FDM printed part that is used in the water. And so that sealing process, is important, and it became a functional as well as a beautiful part. And I think we maybe mentioned that this was printed on the BigRep ONE, so that 1 meter cubed print volume, and even in 2 pieces, but you can always connect the parts. And yeah, I mean, overall, I think it was, exciting to work with you on this, and I think your team's been very happy with it. So it was a great success story.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I think it's worth noting we got to display this at the Miami Boat Show this past February, and we had multiple people come up, touch it, knock on it, the whole deal, only to ask what is it made out of. So even then there was that sense of what's going on here, how did this happen? And only then could we tell them, yeah, well, this is 3D printed. I think that even goes to speak to all of us that were involved, and especially BigRep at the printing capabilities that are out there. It really is even shocking to the end user. So I think that's the biggest, I guess, takeaway, is it's almost disguised as something that is not, and it functions as something that that is usable.
Right. And very little manpower to make, produce this thing. Once the file is ready, load it up to the printer, make sure it has material, print, and the thing is running on its own. Basically, it's a great process to get this stuff done.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, questions you see on the screen. Kelsey, she is our specialist with 3D printers. Any questions on the equipment, definitely contact her. The QR code is on the slide before. We'll probably email these slides out, and we have a case study webpage for this also. So people who have attended this webinar will send a follow-up email with the slides and a webpage for this project.
Sounds great. Well, good. Well, thank you everybody for your time, and our contact information is on there, so feel free to reach out, and we look forward to working with you on a future project.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelsey. Thanks for
thanks,
joining
guys.
us, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you for
everyone.
joining. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Take care.